Feeling funky on my ear. All right. Yeah, I do. Pretty decent size one, isn't it? I'm gonna shock the shit out of what I told him in the cold water. It is a little cold out here this morning, y'all. Hopefully, y'all will be able to hear me through my face shield here. Don't know if we'll catch anything, but we're out here. We're trying, so. Hope everybody's staying warm this morning.
I just got here, Randy. I've been here maybe 7, 8 minutes. Live stream's been running for 7. I've only been here about 8 minutes. I set the camera up and then I cast it out. So it's really, really cold here today. Been really cold all week. We got a pretty good bit of snow Friday night into Saturday morning. A pretty good bit of snow for where I'm at. But yeah, there's still a little snow on the banks over here. Not a lot, but there's a little bit. Yeah, we're just doing some live bait fishing this morning, y'all. Nothing crazy. It's actually, the wind's not blowing, so it's not that bad out here. If I keep my gloves off for an extended period of time, my hands get a little cold, but it's not too bad. Some little flurries falling, so it's cool this morning. When I got in the car, it was like 12 or 13, so it may be a little warmer just because the sun's trying to peek through the clouds right here. We got some shiners and we just got some old red worms this morning. Nothing, like I said, nothing too crazy. We may not catch anything, but we're gonna try. Hoping maybe we catch some yellow perch this morning. This is a pretty good area right here for them. So we shall see. That's pretty wild that it's been snowing down there the past couple years. What was it, last year? Miami got snow or something, if I remember right. Like the first time since like the 60s or something. I have no idea how to say that, but what is up, man? Thanks for joining. And north of here, where I'm at, I'm in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. North of here, they've got a pretty good bit of snow up towards Nashville and stuff. I want to say on the news the other day, they said there was still like several thousand people without power in the Nashville area. So yeah, the majority of what we got yesterday, it melted by mid-afternoon on the roads and stuff. There's still a little bit in the yards. Nathan, not yet, man. I haven't been out here but about less than 15 minutes. Hopefully we catch something though. We might. I've got my phone on my big tripod today, so what we'll do is we'll fish this little spot right here. Kind of the inlet to this little slough. It's kind of down this time of year, but we'll fish this area, and then what we may do is we may pick everything up and walk back towards the boat ramp that's around the corner here. So, oh, I don't know why I got to thinking it was Miami, but That is kind of unheard of that Florida, any part of Florida gets snow. I can only recall a couple times in my lifetime that I can remember that y'all have gotten snow down that way. We usually get one good snowstorm a year. I wouldn't call the one we got this year great, but it was enough to get out and go play in it. Took the little one out in it yesterday for a little bit, not super long. It's just so cold here. We usually get snow and it's in the 20s and stuff, but it's been in the teens and the single digits here, so it's been rather cold. Yeah, 88. But it is supposed to be back in the 50s this upcoming week. I think next weekend they're calling for it to be in like the mid 50s and stuff, so. Yeah, it might just be, Matt. Boy, that water's cold. Yeah, that water's a tad bit chilly this morning, y'all. See if I can get the camera leveled out there. There we go. Guess that's semi-level. Say the water temps in the 40s. That's probably generous. A generous guess. Cold morning. I bet it is, man. Y'all, I'm right outside of Chattanooga. Y'all been getting the worst of it, man. We haven't. Like I said, we got a little bit yesterday, but that's about it. But up on the plateau north, we've been getting a pretty good bit. Hard to catch anything with no bait, y'all. Yeah, I seen some pictures on Facebook of Gatlinburg. They got a pretty good bit. I'll say something like, what, 10 inches or something? I'm not expecting to catch a whole bunch of fish this morning. Hopefully we catch something, but I'm trying to do a live stream each week so I can chit chat and interact with y'all. But we've done all right though. We've caught fish every weekend. That's right, David. I am doing my best to stay warm, and this is where I come and I do a little meditating, a little relaxing, a lot of praying as I prepare for the upcoming week, and I just thank Him for all the good and wonderful and many blessings I have in my life. Now, we 100% could have went somewhere where there was a bunch of structure. like we did last weekend under a bridge. But this is really close to the house. This is really close to the bait store. I was fortunate enough that the bait store was actually open this morning. They were literally just there checking to make sure the tanks and stuff hadn't froze overnight. But it allowed me to get some bait to be able to come out here this morning. So that's not too bad. I first take my gloves off, but then when my hands get wet, God, it is good, man. I appreciate you tuning in, David. The sun's coming out. Boy, does it feel good. Usually don't like the sun beating me right in the face. But I think we'll make an exception this morning just because it's so cold and spitting snow. Let's see here. We are at... What's up, buddy? I'm out here. I told you I'd be out here. Isn't necessarily the spot I wanted to be at this morning, but something told me to just come here, so this is where we're at. Like I said, really and truly, this area is known for yellow perch in the wintertime. I made a long form video in this same spot. Oh, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, and we did pretty good. We got some pretty decent sized yellow perch. I actually got a bluegill that day too, which I was surprised. But yeah, I guess the proper answer is anything that'll bite. But realistically, excuse me, in my mind, I'm fishing for yellow perch this morning. I'm not out here expecting no big old lunker bass to be coming through. Like I said, that water temp, I'm gonna call it 40, and that's a good generous guess. It's cold. It's been a long time since I put my hand in the water and it's been that cold. But those yellow perch don't mind the cold. Neither do the crappie. But I mean, fish are like y'all are, or I am, and they have to eat. Walleye. I don't think there's walleye at the dam. I never, in my 30 years of fishing this area, have I ever caught a walleye in this area of the Tennessee River. But I do see people catch them at the dam all the time, down at the Chick, and then at Nickajack, and then Center Hill and stuff, a little further north as you go up. I hope they are, man. That'd be really cool. Like I said, we're traveling light today, and I've got the camera on the good tripod this morning that I use when I usually film with my GoPro, so I can just pick everything up, and we'll give each spot about 30 minutes, and then we'll just move on down the shoreline and try another spot. I do tend to enjoy wintertime fishing quite a bit. And the biggest reason is, I mean, there's not a soul out there. This is a pretty populated high boat traffic area, so it's nice that in the wintertime there's not too many people out here, you know. Especially when you're fishing from the bank. Must be a pretty lively piece of bait I've got on. It keeps swimming towards the bank. I was hoping that extreme change in temperature for them wouldn't kill them right away. Now, there's all sorts of wildlife out here, Will. We got birds, squirrels, chipmunks. We're a pretty decent way off the road though, so you can't really hear too much of the car traffic going back and forth. Yeah, that's what I'm fishing. One rod fairly deep and one rod about medium. I'm not 100% sure how deep it is right here. I'm only fishing 15-20 foot off the bank right now, but if I had to guess, I would say no, it probably goes out to about 15 foot out there in the middle in the wintertime, because I know in the summertime it's about 24-25 foot, but the water's down. The water's usually up to those rocks. Like on top of where the trail is up there, that's usually where you have to fish from in the summertime. What's up, Zach? Thanks for tuning in, man. May get some more weight and put on this one. We might try a little further out, a little deeper. Got a different bobber. That's a weighted bobber, but it's some ducks. Not sure what kind they are. Went to slide my bobber up and there's ice on my line. Make sure to give my rods a good once over today when I get home. left side of the bank. Which way are you talking about, buddy? You talking about over this way? I'm in Soddy Daisy, man. This is what is this called? Holly Circle. There's a cemetery up behind me on the hill, and then there's a boat ramp around the way there. And then if you go straight and then around the the point over here, it takes you back to the main channel of the Tennessee. Thank you, David. I hope I do too, man. I'm dressed warm enough. I'm not that cold. Yeah, just on your left hand side, about 20 feet out. Yeah, that's where it looked pretty good over there last time. Well, when I made the long form video. I can pack us up and we can head over there. We'll give it a few more minutes. And there are some down trees and stuff over there too that are in the water. So we can head that way. Well, as long as the wind's not blowing, I don't need my gloves on. Got the old nasal spray with me. Can't hardly breathe this morning. Let's see here. It wasn't super deep up there. That's twice I got hung up. I'm doing all right today, Justin. I am out here just relaxing a little this morning. Doing a little fishing. Thinking about all the many things I have to be thankful and grateful for in my life. And of course, chit-chatting with y'all some this morning. So, all right. Like I said, we're gonna give each spot that we fish about 30 minutes. We're gonna pack up because like I said, I'm fairly light on traveling today. So we're just gonna move down here onto the other side. So let me grab everything and we're going on a little field trip here. Y'all can go with me. All right. So, good thing I guess about having all these layers of clothes on. I've got unlimited pockets. Huh? And I got my bibs. I can just tuck something in. All right. So, just like that. And then boom. Then pick y'all up. And we can go down here. Got some ice on the water up here. Think right here, or should we keep going over on the other side of the ice there? I can get around it. I just have to go through some trees and stuff. Doesn't matter to me. Really, I think we're gonna go over there because as you can see, there's 3 trees right there that are in the water. And I feel like we're gonna have a little bit of luck this morning. That'd probably be our best bet. Yeah. So we got it. That's not frozen enough for me to walk on, y'all. So we're gonna go. Let's see. Should be my easiest way here. No, my worm. Set y'all down for a sec. All right, there we go. All right. Pretty wild. It's not often we get really any part of the Tennessee frozen. A little snowing around here. Ooh-wee. All right, some of that ground's really soft. I do not want my feet to get wet. Let's see. I can get up and over this. One. There we go. Just about fell. That's right, David. I'd rather be blessed than lucky. All right, y'all. I got a good feeling about this spot over here. Hopefully. Another reason I picked this spot today was in case if I did want to move, that phone service would remain good enough that we could do that right there. It's one of the best tips I could ever give anybody. So yeah, let me take a drink of that. That'll warm me out. I'll throw out there and I'll reel the slack out of it because I'm using a bobber. But pay close attention to that bobber. And as soon as it starts getting any action at all, I reel all the slack out of it. Because when that bobber goes under, and you go to set the hook, if there's slack, you're not going to get enough force to penetrate that hook through the fish's lip. So you need it to be as tight as possible. All right. But yeah. So, like I was saying, one of the best tips I can give anybody is move spots. We literally can't do any worse right here than we did over there. Unless I lose a rod or something, but I don't foresee that happening. All right. Let's get baited up and get back out here, y'all. worked up a sweat. Just a second and I'll get right back with y'all. Take this one. It's got the red worm on it. All the way down there. Now, get our hands dried off and then we wait. All right. We'll fish this spot for another 30 minutes and then we'll pack up and we'll head on down the bank this way, I guess. We'll see how we do. I know there's some perch out here. And surely I would think these fish would be hungry as cold as it's been. Maybe we can get a bite out of them. Hopefully the video, you know, man, we got great service, so yeah, we're good. I know the video looks good. And I'm pretty close to the bottom with this rod. This one, the silver one. Just because I'm bobber fishing. It's really rocky right here. And I don't really want to get hung up being directly on the bottom. But it's not incredibly deep right here. I'll tell you about where my lines are. It's probably about 8 to 10 foot deep. Which, that's where it seems like to be about the depth where a lot of people have been catching fish in this colder weather. Cold, but I've gotten a little warm. But I'm layered to the max. sun can't make up its mind. Quite a bit of cloud coverage today. I'm gonna put some more weight on silver pole. In hopes we'll get a little further casting distance out there and see how it goes. No, not yet, man. I was putting some extra weight on that line, and we got a little bit of ice over here, but it never gets quite cold enough to freeze ours completely solid here. So I'm gonna have to change that that bobber. It's too much weight for that bobber. I'd like for that sun to come out and stay out on the water. I am in Tennessee, buddy. I am about 20 minutes north of Chattanooga. This is still the Tennessee River. I'm just off of the main section of the river. Springfield, Tennessee. What's up, Jet? I'm in Saudi Daisy. I'm just right down the road from you, man. Or wait, no. I'm thinking of Sweetwater, Springfield, Tennessee. That's up above Nashville, if I'm not mistaken, is it not? I think my grandfather, yeah, my grandfather lived, you're up there towards like Red Boiling Springs and stuff. Yeah, my grandfather lived up there for a while, years ago. I don't be catching any fish, but boy, is it peaceful out here, y'all. I mean, it is peaceful. Trying to get y'all set up. There's still spitting a few flurries. My boots are covered in ice. I am from right here in Soddy Daisy, man. Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. I've lived a little bit of everywhere, though. I've lived in Knoxville, Chattanooga, Georgia. But I always find my way back to this place. And it does have some great fishing. Maybe not on a day where it's below 20 degrees outside, but most any other time, there's pretty good fishing. We'll give it about another 10 minutes and then we'll back up and we'll move down the bank a little ways. I'm just going to leave my backpack here and we'll just take the rods and the bait with us. And the camera, of course. Your friendly cameraman. What's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. McMinnville. go through McMinnville all the time. Lived in Dunlap for a while. But said I'm back here in Saudi. Ooh boy, that wind's picking up. Let's see, 55, all right. I think it's supposed to get up to like 34 today, but I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I try to come out here every week and as of late do a live stream. I do a long form video every week, but I didn't do one this week just because of how cold it was. I figured I'd just get out here and shoot a live stream. Just in case I didn't catch anything, because if you don't catch anything, it's kind of hard to make a video to post. And I want to try to make videos that if you click on them and watch them, it shows me catching at least a couple fish. The winter time's tough though. Winter fishing, you have to really love fishing to be out here in these colder months of the year, because there is a greater chance that you won't catch something than you will most of the time. Not to say that fish can't be caught in the wintertime. They 100% can. Mustard Force, what's up, my guy? Was wondering if I'd see you this morning. We're out here. We is out here doing the fishing. Let's see here. I might actually level it out a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Got the sun shining. Winds are blowing. Let's see, it's still I'm sorry about that, y'all. I was trying to check the temperature there. Man, most definitely. I don't have any gear, but I can most definitely buy some. My wife's grandmother actually has a bowling ball. I seen it at their house the other day, sitting there. It actually fits my hand just right. I'm sure I could sweet talk her into letting me use it. I hear a woodpecker. Right, we're gonna reel in, and we're gonna just move on down the bank here to the next set of fallen down trees. We'll do it like this, y'all. We will grab our drink. Bait bucket, bait, and tripod. Just gonna leave my backpack there because I gotta go back out that way. Hopefully, got 2 rods, so if we get hung up or break off or something, we've got another one we can sit and fish with. This will probably be as far as I want to go. It's a little rocky back that way, but that's okay. We will try this spot right here. Find a nice level spot for y'all. Turn y'all. There we go. Let's get baited up and right back out here. There's one. Realistically, probably should only be fishing with 1 pole since I'm bobber fishing, but we've got 2 of them, so we'll use them. shot, y'all. We'll give this spot a whirl. See what happens. See if we can't get our hands warmed back up. Maybe we'll get lucky. This is fishing in just about its purest form. Throw it out there and wait. And see if we have any luck. Afraid that one's gonna get hung up. Pour out the sea goes. Seat here, guys. I'll periodically check the screen. Keep chatting with y'all. Sit on the old minnow bucket for a bit. I appreciate it, man. I hope you have a great day too, buddy. I appreciate you tuning in. Sorry we didn't catch any fish, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it another hour or so, and we'll see if we can't get at least one. If we can get one fish today, and that would make the trip worth it, you know. The trip was already worth it before I even got out here, though. Just because I got to get out here. Caught a rock. Does that count? Yeah, that's an actual rock. And that one got hung up. Which I don't really understand because I wasn't fishing this deep. We'll try a little different depth with that one. See if it makes a difference. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'll tell y'all, it's not that bad out here, even with the wind blowing. As soon as you dip your hands in that water, boy, you can 100% feel it. All right, that's on the minute bucket. And they may just be a little deeper holding than what I'm fishing today. And that's all right. It sure is peaceful out here. That burst of wind was a little cool. We're just out here with some minnows and some red worms this morning. Nothing too crazy. And trying to catch some yellow perch. This is usually a really, really good spot for yellow perch, but We haven't had the first bite today. We haven't had the first bite that I've seen today. I did reel in one time and I had no bait. So, I either swung it off or we got a bite that I missed. Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear they're pretty good eating. I don't eat fish. I just come out here to fish. I just come out here to catch them and release them. But we fished here probably 3-4 weeks ago, and we caught some really, really nice ones. Oh, heck yeah, there you go. That's what I was expecting to catch today, if I was able to catch anything. Just because they don't mind the cold weather or cold water. But it is a little colder than normal here in Tennessee where I'm at this time of the year. It may be up to 20 degrees. No, just regular shiners. I got lucky. All the bait stores around here are closed this morning. And there's one right down the road from my house. I called the other ones and there was no answer. And the one I usually go to, I knew they were closed all weekend because of the weather. But I drove by the one that's just right down the road from my house, and I seen a couple pickup trucks there. They were in there checking to make sure nothing froze. All the water and everything and all the lines were still good. Then it got down to like single digits last night here. And so yeah, I was able to get a few shiners. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, they probably are. I imagine that's what most fish are doing this morning. Like I said, the yellow perch I figured would be active. We got a little bit of snow here. There's over in the corner over here. The whole corner section of the water right there is froze. It's unusual. We don't usually get a lot of our water frozen around this part of Tennessee. It has been cold. We got a little bit of snow yesterday. We got about 1 inch. It's already all gone. Yeah, it's cold. That's ice. My eyelids are freezing up on me. Yeah. It is cold, y'all. The water's cold this morning. We're gonna sit out here another 30 minutes. I don't know if we'll move spots anymore, but I kept thinking, man, it's kind of hard to reel this rod in. Well, that'd be a reason why right there. Everything's frozen. Come here. You're the one I want to take. Yeah, buddy. They're decent sized shiners. They're not monsters by any stretch, but they're pretty good. Saudi custom tackle, man. Like I said, they were open about an hour and a half ago, and they were just in there checking to make sure the tanks and stuff, nothing had froze up and all the lines were still good. Well, I don't know if they continue to be open or not, but they size 1 double swivel hook on top, drop shot. It's been tearing them up. I'll have to keep that in mind. I've been doing pretty good. This is just old basic setup I'm using. It's with a swivel and a pre-tied leader, and then a weight above it with a bobber. But I didn't have high expectations for today, just because of how cold it's been. And I'm not necessarily trying to freeze more than I have to. That casted a little better that time since I cleaned the eyelids out of all that ice. Yeah, they were open this morning. I usually go to Jack's bait and tackle, which I had planned on fishing up that way this morning, but Jack's is closed all week all weekend because of the weather. And I couldn't get anybody at Talking Tackle to answer, so like I said, I drove by and there was a couple trucks in the parking lot. So we pulled on in and got us a couple dozen shiners. $4. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'll be happy with one. Really and truly, I'm just happy I get to come out here. Obviously, catching fish would be ideal. That's the reason you come out here, right? I come out here for more reasons than just to catch fish, but that would be the cherry on top today if I could catch one. Don't even have to be a monster. I could pack up and go right up the road and go under the bridge. Almost guarantee I could catch some crappie. But that's what we did last week. We caught one. I missed a couple, but that was right there at the tail end of that winter storm we were having. So I figured I'd try my luck here today in hopes that old yellow perch come pay me a visit. Like I said, we got about 30 more minutes. I'm gonna stay out here. And I'm just gonna go home and I'm gonna spend time with the wife and the little one. Cause this cold weather won't last forever. You know, it'll eventually be warm in Tennessee again, and in Michigan and South Carolina and Kentucky and all over. Well, the fishing will only get better from here. You gotta really love it to be out here in this kind of weather, though. And I do love it. They're staying a while. Put it a little further out there and see what happens. And it's not far off, man. We're almost through the worst of it. We've done pretty good this winter, though, compared to normal. And bank fishing in the wintertime is just a lot tougher. If you have a boat and you're willing to brave the cold weather, you can go out there and you can almost guarantee you can put yourself on some fish. You're kind of limited to what you can really do from the bank in the winter. You kind of just have to pick and choose and really hope that you get a little lucky that day. You know, as much as a lot of people like to think that fishing is just pure skill, there's luck that plays into it too. You got to get lucky some days, especially in those days like today when it's cold out. Like I said, it may be 20 degrees out here right now. It's not warm. It doesn't feel that bad because the sun's directly on me and I'm layered up, but these fish get kind of lethargic in this cold weather. I'm just not really used to it around here. It's been a wild winter. We had right there at Christmas time, we broke a record high here in Tennessee. It was 76 degrees. Went out and we actually did pretty good. Caught some really nice smallmouth during that little warm front. But it's been a crazy winter. It's unusual to have days in the 60s and the 70s and to break a high, you know. Okay, heck yeah, Saltwater Cowboy. I will definitely check them out. I've never done any offshore fishing. I think I am going to be fortunate enough this year that my wife's aunt and uncle, they will be in Florida sometime this next winter. And they're going to have a big, I guess they're going to rent a big house down there, a big Airbnb or something. But I'm going to go down there. It's supposed to be on a canal and stuff. So never fished in Florida. So that'll be cool. Get to go down there and fish, and then maybe look into seeing about if I can't maybe go and take a charter trip or something out offshore and do a little fishing out in the ocean. I think that'd be really neat. This is one of those days, y'all. Use drones from the surf. Oh, that would be like the drones that send the bait out in the water. That would be pretty cool. I thought about that, and like here in the Tennessee River, like the little bait boats that they have that are RC, like remote controlled, that you drive out and then flip the bait out. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, today is one of those days where this is the reality of fishing sometimes. I think we love to get online and, you know, we see these people that catch all these monster fish and all this and that, but it never shows the days they have like this. You come out and the fishing's just a little tough. Not necessarily what you wanted it to be. But I'm out here and I'm in a good mood. I'm happy. I'm rested. I'm relaxed. This is all right. Even if we don't catch anything, this is all right. And really and truly, today only cost me $4. You know, minus the gear I have and stuff, but I paid $4 for bait this morning. I think $4.50 with tax. So. Yeah, they do. But I get it. I do the same thing when I make my videos. Nobody wants to watch a video that's an hour long where you don't catch anything. But that's kind of the cool thing about the live streams is that even if I come out here and I don't catch anything, I get to interact and chat with y'all. So I think that's a win in my book for the day. Yeah, it is. I've been fortunate enough that I've become a pretty all right bank fisherman over the years. And then the times I do get to go out on a boat, I try to take full advantage of it. This will be, if we don't end up catching anything today, this will be the first day we've been skunked in a while. I've managed to catch at least one in these colder days as of late. We may not get one today. We still got some time, and I'm trying to keep an eye on these minnows because there's no point of using a dead minnow when I've got a bucket full here. I could be out here flipping a jig or something too, you know, but really. It's still wild. Wind just keeps pushing my bank or my bait back towards the bank. I'll throw out there and it just, the wind's hit me head on. I probably could have waited till this afternoon and went out. You know, it's supposed to be 34 today, but really and truly right now with the sun beating on me like it is, it's not going to get much warmer than this. This is about as good as it's going to get today. Getting hung up right there. And I keep losing my bait. Which I don't know what's exactly out there. We're going to clean these eyelids off. These are frozen too. So I thought I was reeling my rods there, and I thought, man, I try to take care of my reels. So, man, these things sound rough this morning. The line coming through that ice on my pole. I don't even know what size these sinkers are I'm using. Yeah, that's what I thought. I talked about that earlier. The bigger ones that I'm putting on, they're actually staying alive a little bit. But if I put one of the smaller minnows on, he's not making it very long out there. Like I said, I said the water's probably in the 40s. That's probably a generous guess. Water's cold to the touch when I put my hand in it. Because surprisingly, this water that's in my minnow bucket, it's not all that cold. But that water behind me most definitely is. Yeah, we'll try that beat. Just to see, can't hurt. I probably should just grab some water out of the river here. Probably should have poured it in a minnow bucket to help acclimate them before I threw them out. Because I agree with that 100%, Cowboy. I believe that I'm cold chucking these minnows. Yeah, I got a Powerade bottle here. I'll fill this up and I'll put a little bit of that river water in there. Should have thought to done that when I first got here, but I'll do one bottle there and make sure to take the bottle with us. We don't leave no trash out here, but we'll see if it makes a difference. Seems like that wind only blows once I get my hands wet. Whew. The big ones are doing okay, or the bigger ones. I need to, that's what I thought about doing, is making me a tank or buying some kind of tank to keep at the house to keep my own bait in. Because I do a lot of live bait fishing. Yeah, I mean, it just works. Especially from the bank. You're kind of limited. If you can't really move spot. Live bait is not a bad choice for the bank. I've got some worms there, but I put one on. The bait was just about froze solid. It's actually a pretty good idea. If I'd have went up to the bridge this morning and fished underneath it, yeah, I probably would have tossed around a couple little jigs and stuff, but I need to invest in a better pair of gloves that actually give me pretty good range of mobility when I'm actually fishing. The ones I've got I can cast and reel in, but they're hunting gloves. That's what they are. They're redhead hunting gloves. So they'll keep your hands warm, but they're a little on the thick side. Yeah. If it gets a little warmer, I'll come out here and throw the cast net. Go down by the dam and throw it out and get me some bait. I planned on doing some catfishing this morning, but I was just going to run by Jack's Bait and Tackle, one of the ones that's closed this weekend. I was going to grab some gizzard shad from them, but I know better than to not buy my bait before the weekend if I'm going to fish like that. 20 or 40 gallon tank works. Sitka. 64 bucks. If they work though, I don't really care what they cost, you know. I mean, if they'll keep my hands warm and I can move my fingers, But I know I've looked at a bunch of gloves and they've been outrageously priced, like 45, 50, 60 bucks. And it's like, man, are they really worth it? And then I don't really know anybody to ask. I try to ask when I do the live streams if anybody knows of any good gloves, to let me know, leave a comment. Let me know. But won't need gloves before too long. Got about another 15 minutes. Been a pretty good live stream though. We've had quite a few people tune in. I don't know exactly how many, but I'm getting a little rather on the hungry side. I've got thermals that are heated by batteries. Man, I've looked at those jackets and stuff so many times. I don't know, for whatever reason, I just won't pull the trigger on any. And I know plenty of people that have the heated jackets and the heated gloves and stuff, and they swear by them. Maybe I just need to break down and buy some. What's up, man, Tyree? I'm in Saudi Daisy right now, buddy. But I fish all over the greater Chattanooga area. This is actually called Holly Circle. It's pretty good size. There's a boat ramp back around the point there. And around that point, if you go around, around and then back it's kind of hard doing the motions backwards. The Tennessee River's just back out that way, probably a mile and a half. And you're back on the main channel on the Chickamauga side. Yeah, I'm not far from Saudi Lake right now, is where I'm at actually. If you go back towards the boat ramp and go past the boat ramp, it'll bring you right out to Saudi Lake. Yeah, I'm in Holly Park. I'm actually in Holly Park, yeah. Holly Circle, Holly Park. I guess I'm not sure what they call it nowadays, but where the cemetery and the boat ramp and stuff is, I'm parked right up by the bathroom, and then I just walk down here. The bathrooms and stuff are just right up the hill there. But yeah, that's where I'm at, bud. I haven't had any luck today, but it's rather cool out here. By some river called the River of Death. It sounds intriguing. No, I ain't got a single bite this morning, man. It's been cold. But we came out here and we gave it a good go. I thought we would catch some yellow perch this morning. This area right here is known pretty good for yellow perch in the wintertime. I've caught a bunch right here with it just almost as cold. Yeah, man, I think I'm in a good mood this morning, man. Like I said earlier, I'm relaxed. I'm happy. I feel good. I wish we would have caught some fish, but hey, I got to come out here. So that right there is a win in itself for me. I only get to come out once a week. So we do all right, and I try to make the most of the time that I get out here, so. I'll tell you what we may do. Not really gonna move, but I'm gonna, let's see here. I'm gonna hop on the other side of said log right here. I'm gonna cast further out that way. Just be a spot where we haven't fished at yet, so. Yeah. This is my way of unwinding and preparing for the work week ahead, you know. Fishing is a lot more to me than just catching fish. And everybody fishes for different reasons, and that's cool. I come out here to disconnect and reground myself more than anything. The fish are just bonus. Yeah, let's reel these in, and then we're gonna cast down this way a little bit further. There's some more rocks and stuff down here. I don't know. Hey, I appreciate it, man. If you sub, I appreciate you tuning in, just for tuning in, man. I don't know. I try to be a little different on this channel than most channels that I see. I try to show what fishing's really like a lot of times. That fishing, like I said, isn't always catching fish. Fishing is whatever fishing means to you, whatever it does for you. Got one more down here. It's just kind of hard to get to. These rocks right here, they're not the best to traverse. I've fished way down there before, but like I said, the water's usually up to the bottom of the dirt here. So I mean, as you can see, you know, the water's low. I appreciate, like I said, man, I appreciate you tuning in. This spot's inaccessible in the summer months. You can fish from up on the bank there if you want to walk down the road or walk through the woods and battle the tree branches and stuff, but yeah, that's what I figured. That there's a lot more rocks to my left here, so we'll try it. Who knows, maybe we'll do a little bonus time. We'll do an extra 30 minutes or something till my wife calls and threatens to kill me. We'll stay out here and see. But yeah, let me reel these in and we'll cast on down a little further. Still alive, man. I remember from last time fishing this spot, one more cast, you know. I probably said that. It definitely was not one more cast. It's probably 35 or 40, but that's all right. All right, so it is a little deeper right here, and like I said, there are a lot more rocks. So what we've done, we're going to cast this way. I can go pretty far. It just gets a little rough. That's what I tell her. She'll call and she'll be like, "You on your way?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just going to make this one last cast." But who's to really say what one last cast means, you know? It may not be the same to you as what it means to me, and vice versa. But yeah, well, I had planned on staying out here for about 2 hours today. We're at 1 hour and 55 on the live stream. We'll run it to 2 hours 30 minutes, just cause. Like I said, I only get to fish 1 day a week, so the wife may get mad, but hey, at least I'm fishing. No, I'm very fortunate. Ah, crud. Well, hung up right here. I am very fortunate with my wife, my partner that I have in life. She is awesome. She understands what fishing means to me and what it does for me. And like I said, I may only get to come out here one day a week, and it's not because she doesn't let me fish. She works on Saturdays, and we have a 2-year-old, so I spend all day with him. Speaking of, there's my wife right there, y'all. One is one, babe. She works on Saturday, so I watch the little one on Saturday. And then I fish Sunday mornings, so we can spend Sunday evenings together. Well, I talked that right up, didn't I, cowboy? It's like she knew. Really and truly, she may have been watching this whole time. That's funny though, y'all. That's funny. But yeah, I am very blessed to have her as my wife. She's not very outdoorsy. I am. And that's cool. She respects that. She, like I said, she understands what fishing means to me, so she lets me fish quite regularly. I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. Well, she's right there at that 2-hour mark. Like I said, she may have been watching this whole time. She's very supportive of the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. So yeah. Well, as long as she says I don't have to come home just yet, we'll sit out here for a few more minutes. The good thing is I'm 4 minutes from where I live. Oh, you have been? Okay, heck yeah. See, that's support right there, y'all. Didn't even know she was on here. And she's been watching the whole time, supporting the channel. Jason, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. All right, here, fishy, 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 fishy. But yeah, I have been beyond blessed with a good partner in life and a good wife. I know you do, babe, and I appreciate that. Yeah. It's not really moving too much unless the wind starts blowing. They're staying pretty stationary. And Jason, I'm trying to catch some yellow perch, man. Really, if you want the proper answer is I'm trying to catch whatever I can. But the goal was to try to catch some yellow perch this morning. And we just haven't had much luck. Bass Catcher, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. here somewhere. I'm not sure where. We're right here on a drop off with a bunch of rocks, so. I've done that a couple times. I've done it with cut bait too. I'd be reeling, dragging that cut bait across the top of the water. Big old largie come up out of nowhere and smack it. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what size those sinkers are that I'm using. The one on the bobber on the orange pole is weighted. I think it's weighted at 1/8 of an ounce. But then I have one split shot on it. And then on my silver pole, there's 2 split shots. I want to say they may be 1/16 of an ounce. They may be an 1/8 though. I'm just using shiners right now, man. Got some worms, but it's just so cold. It doesn't feel that cold on the bank. The wind's not blowing, but that water's cold. And like Cowboy said, these fish are hugging structure, and they're not moving very much. They're only moving if they absolutely have to. Yeah, I'll show you when I reel one back in. I'll show you what it looks like. It's just a swivel with a split shot above the swivel on the main line, and then attached to the swivel is a pre-tied hook. I want to say a size 4. It's like an Aberdeen size 4 on a pre-tied leader line. And then I'm just adjusting the depth with these Thiel bobbers. That's what I've been reading on like the forums and stuff around people that fishing on the Chick. They said they've been catching fish in 8 to 10 foot of water, catfish and bass. Like I said, you know, I'm off of the main river channel, probably about a mile and a half, but these birds are diving, grabbing something out of the water. I do fish for cats, man. Got some pretty good videos on the channel of me catching some pretty good size ones. I haven't been catfishing lately. And I guess it's been probably a month or so since we went out, maybe a little longer than a month. Did catch one blue, but I catch some pretty decent sized ones up towards Raccoon Mountain. I caught some really decent sized ones out on the main channel, just right out from here. There's some good channel cats in this area. You catch 6, 7, 8, 9 pound channel cats in through here, and that's a good sized channel cat. These fish still have to eat. It doesn't matter how cold it is out. I mean, they've still got to find food. So they've got to move at some point. Now, I wish I still had something to drink. You talking about the marina? You talking about right there by like the park and stuff, where the swimming area and stuff is? I used to fish that with my grandfather all the time years ago. We'd just fish off the pier and stuff there. But we always did really well. We caught some really nice bass right there. Fishing point where the creek connects. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I fish right there with the. I've actually got some videos from this time last year where I fished right there on right there on the creek side. I caught some pretty decent sized bass right there. Just a basic setup for bobber fishing. It's a swivel, split shot. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what size that is. And then that's just a pre-tied leader with just an eagle claw Aberdeen. It was gold when it started out, but it's silver now. And then, of course, my bobber's up top. Yeah, so I can't wait. A little warmer weather, I can get back out in the kayak. I wouldn't mind getting out there in it right now, but if I was to fall in and it's this cold, then I'm in trouble. Because there's just, ow, stabbed myself right in that cut. There's just not that many people on the water in these cold months. That's one thing I want to get into is do some carp fishing. I've never done any carp fishing. But yeah, so against better judgment, I don't bring the kayak out in cold months like this, because no matter how confident you are in yourself, all it takes is for one wrong thing to happen, and then you might make it back to the car, you might not. Yeah. They say those carp put up a good fight. There's plenty of carp around all over Chattanooga. Let's see, what time is it? 11:40. Hello everyone. What's up, Latanya Phillips fishing? We appreciate you tuning in. Not doing much catching today, but you know, we are out here fishing. not been a bad morning. You know, we haven't caught a lot of fish. You know, we haven't caught any fish, but what sun feels good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it and see. Maybe when it warms up a little bit, I may do a carp fishing video and see if I have any luck. Alright guys, we'll give it about 10 more minutes. Try to use the rest of these shiners we got. And he give me way more than 2 dozen, I know that. Get my name jacket wet. Little. Turn the camera down and I'm gonna go down here and cast out. All right. Well, we're close. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all joining the live stream today. Sorry we didn't catch anything. But, yeah, we'll do it again next week. Maybe we'll have a little more luck. Like I said, I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate all the comments and the chatting back and forth. It was a good live stream, so everybody was respectful. Some good information today, so yeah. Well, like I said, I appreciate y'all. And hey, until next time, y'all, let's go fishing.